this 8-person alliance, they called themselves the toolshed, thanks to Drew, which is a very fitting name because it is D and a bunch of tools for sure. What's up, everybody? Let's talk about the feeds last night and early morning as we have a new HOH, another Survivor. Both of the Survivor players, back-to-back HOHs. It's a really good thing for the vets. They can continue to hold this power over the house. I think it could keep them around longer, but also could be too much chaos as Rick Devens is listening to Angela's Paranoia a little too much. As soon as Devens became HOH, he started having his one-on-ones as HOH to try and see where everyone stands. He was telling people like Yash, Taylor, Mallory that they would not go up. He doesn't want to put up repeat nominees, which is a good thing. That's one of the positive things I will say about Devens being the new HOH. It seems like he and Taylor could have more of a working relationship. I don't know if Devens will use that to his advantage in the future. I don't know if Taylor will use that to her advantage in the future. Taylor only plays a couple hours a day at best, so gonna need more from her in general. Rome came in. First of all, Rome threw this HOH, which was very, very stupid. He made the comment the other night that he's president of the house, and while he was half joking, I also want to say he was being very serious, apparently, if he thought he could throw this HOH. Rome is not a good player, and I don't know if he's going to be able to learn how to play this game in time to be able to stick around. But if they're still seeing a Rome side of the house, then Rome's going to really have to step it up and learn how to play quickly. But his initial talk with Rick Devens, I thought, was terrible. He told Devens about the alliance with him, Drew, Melody, and Lyric, which of course Devens already knew because Drew is up Devens' ass and the vets' asses in general, because that's all Drew does is talk to the vets about his own game and throw everyone else under the bus. But then Rome told Devens his closest people, naming Devens as one of them, naming Lyric, of course, as showmance, naming Drew, naming Jason, naming Lala. I mean, honestly, Rome naming Devens and Drew as two of his 5 closest people shows you how Rome's head has not been in the game. Rome said that, you know, if Devens would keep himself, Lyric, and Jason off the block, then Rome wouldn't feel like Devens is taking a shot at him. And that seemed to work because Devens already has a thing against Melody because she has been going around naming Rick as one of her targets. But I guess they also got into it during this HOH, according to Devens. So initially, Melody was going to be Devens' main target. And Rome said he didn't really care if Melody goes on the block or not. I really started liking her yesterday, and I still do. I think she has a lot of potential as a gamer. But just like I said yesterday about Melody's game, she does not have a good social game. She's been trying to cut people too soon. She doesn't really get deep in these relationships within the house. That's something she's going to have to work on. Because I do feel like she has the possibility of going home this week. But overall, I thought Rome did terrible talking to Devens. And as I have been talking about, his head is not in the game. It's been in his showmance. So far this season, he's been thinking with the head that is not on his shoulders and neck, okay? So Devens was looking at the idea of putting up Melody, Lala, and Mallory, because those are 3 names that Rome didn't say protect, even though I feel like Lala has been one of Rome's closest people, but okay. But Angela came in hot and really got to Rick, and Rick does like chaos. So after Angela basically said, don't nominate Mallory again, don't nominate Lala, she said that Devens should nominate Lyric, Jason, and Melody, and then try and backdoor Rome if possible, which Devens likes the idea of trying to backdoor Rome. Now, as we all know, it's very hard to backdoor these days because of the blockbuster, but Angela's paranoia about Rome having a side of the house has fueled so much paranoia within the last several days now. And Devens was easily talked into this move by Angela, even though backdoors are hard these days. Also, in this conversation, Angela was acting as if the person that wins veto is not also safe. So, like, in a way to, like, if Rome wins veto and takes Lyric off the block, then Rome can't be put up on the block. I don't know what the hell Angela is smoking. I guess maybe when she gets paranoid, she also has delusions. You know, she's supposed to be the big brother representative, and she apparently doesn't even remember that the person that wins the veto is also safe. Angela was talking to Dee about that plan to nominate Jason, Melody, and Lyric, but Dee was not enjoying it, getting stressed about it, because this plan was never going to match Dee's game. In fact, this plan kind of voids all of Dee's decisions in week 1 to not have blood on her own hands, not really be involved, not be one of the faces of all the mess going on. However, when Dee, Devens, and Drew were counting the votes to see if they had the votes to evict Rome this week, if they are able to backdoor him, that did get Dee on board. Then they had the idea, let's just get this big 8 alliance and try and make it official. They've been planning this for days. Again, it's another thing that's been fueled by Angela's paranoia, so I don't really know how good of an idea it is to form this alliance, but it is what it is. So they had 7 of them up in the HOH. Devens, Dee, Angela, Drew, Chuck, Haley, Kamu. Barrett was downstairs sleeping, though. And Rome was already up, noticing people were up in the HOH room. Jason, Lyric also still up with them. And Angela went and grabbed Barrett right in front of Jason, Rome, and Lyric, brought him upstairs, which to me is completely throwing Barrett's game under the bus, making this so obvious. I already know that Barrett, with his loser energy, he will still want to kiss the vets' asses. But Angela really just made it hard for him to have a cover anymore by doing this so blatantly in front of those 3. That was not good gameplay whatsoever. And it just continues to be this, like, forced split house that I don't think actually helps the vets. Like, Rick and Dee getting caught up in Angela's paranoia really is going to possibly make Devens this week one of the poster people to be a big target going forward if he's going to be the face of this move this week. And it's a move that the vets really didn't have to make, because especially with Rome was not going to target Devens out of the vets. So if he's going to make this whole move on behalf of Angela's paranoia to try and take out Rome, well, he's not really doing it for his own game either. Which is why I've been saying Dee is like one of the only people in this house so far. Melody tried a little yesterday. That's like actually playing their own game, making decisions that work for her. She's being brought into this decision now too, so I don't know how that's going to go. But anyway, this 8-person alliance, they called themselves the toolshed, thanks to Drew, which is a very fitting name because it is Dee and a bunch of tools for sure. Rome, seeing them all upstairs in the HOH, went and rang the doorbell. They didn't want to let him in. Devens wanted to hide in the bathroom. Honestly, it went from, we're about to declare war on Rome and that side, to let's hide in the bathroom real quick, which you think would be, if I was Devens, maybe a sign that I shouldn't be the face of this move. But, you know, Devens, known for chaos, but he's also known for being a good Survivor player. We're seeing in real time that he's not really a good player. I think he is a messy player for sure, but he's also easily swayed. He's an easily swayed person for sure. So obviously, when Rome was not let into the HOH room, that's going to be kind of weird. Rome saying they didn't let them in. Rome, Lyric, and Jason then seeing the red table, aka the Mega 3, leave the HOH room. with Rome telling Haley goodnight and Haley saying goodnight, sleep well, big day tomorrow, which was Haley trash talking. Barrett was trying to get through to Devens that Rome should be on the block with Lyric if you are going to put Lyric on the block, because then if Rome wins, they're both not safe, basically, which is what I was saying, Angela being so wrong. So I will give Barrett credit here for trying to teach Devens how you should nominate when there's a showmance going on in the house. You have to put them on the block at the same damn time, because if not, both Rome and Lyric could end up safe this week if Rome does play in the veto and Rome takes Lyric off the block. So right now, as it stands, Devens' official nomination seems to be Melody, Lyric, and Jason. He plans on calling out Rome during this speech to throw Rome under the bus for throwing names under the bus like Rome did. Angela was helping him with his speech. Like, they could say, I know this is Big Brother, but it's feeling a lot like Survivor. We've been living in two tribes. There has not really been two tribes, though. Angela's paranoia is really trying to force this split and this divide, which I guess is maybe a saving grace for the, steamroll of the vets, because I do think a split house is the stupid way to go, especially for Devens, who would be the poster child of making this move and drawing the line in the sand. But then at the same time, they're in this big 8-person alliance with a bunch of cucks who just fucking want to do everything the vets want to do. So I'm not going to get my hopes up that, even though I think this is very bad gameplay by everyone involved in this alliance full of tools, I don't know if it's really going to hurt the vets as much as it should, because they are aligned with a bunch of losers that don't know how to play their own game. After all of this went down, Haley and Dee could hear Yash talking shit about Haley loud as hell at one point during the night in the bathroom. So Haley walked into the bathroom and called out Yash, which is Haley once again showing that she is the aggressive person in that house, even though she likes to call other people aggressive. Like I said at the beginning, Melody is not in the best spot right now because socially she is an easy target. I really wish she could get her social game together, because honestly, if there's really going to be a split house, that side's going to need Melody as a game player, because she is the only one that has been able to clock shit and try and make shit happen. Rome is not the leader that Angela thinks he's going to be. I am wondering if Rome going is best case scenario for this week for me. Because does that just put an end to the split house? Because then who's Angela going to be paranoid against next? Who's Angela going to be paranoid against to drive the paranoia within the house? That is what I am wondering. Another big problem I just have with this big alliance in general is that it is giving a Hateful Eight redo. There was some homophobia last night with Devens and Kamu. Anyone that saw Kamu's social media coming in knew he was homophobic. Drew tried on Mallory's pajamas last night, which were pink, which made Devens comment on them, which brought up Kamu bringing up how Jason is a drag queen. He's not going to be down for all of this drag queen stuff. It was a homophobic conversation between Devens and Kamu. But, this is the group that had Kamu and Haley trying to make Lala out to be aggressive, when Haley is the one who is obviously aggressive, even though Haley is who Barrett feels bad about, that the house feels so bad about Haley, even though botched old face Haley knows she is rubbing people the wrong way, but she's only ever bothered by the black women. She's only ever been bothered these past few days about Lala and Taylor with tunnel vision. Shocking, I tell you. And then we have Chuck, the Nigerian cowboy, a part of this, who really, really, really wants to be seen more as a cowboy than Nigerian. Anyway, Rome, Jason sat up and talked. I don't know how Rome's going to feel when he's not a nominee and Lyric is. I don't know if that's going to activate him more or not. I don't know if anything is going to be able to activate good gameplay via Rome. And I don't know if Jason's going to be the best duo to make him play better. They did notice that Drew was up in the HOH. So will people finally start to figure out that Drew has just been a rat for the vets the whole time. One can hope. Don't have a lot of faith in that. Jason did tell Rome that he was on RuPaul's Drag Race. And then Jason confronted Barrett when he came back from, the HOH room. Jason thinks that Barrett and Dee are trying to play him. He was asking Barrett if he and Dee are fucking with him. Is it all a ploy? Is it all a scam? Is it a scam to make me comfortable with you? Because Barrett has been, doing this whole thing where he likes to snuggle with Jason while also snuggling with Dee, and they're supposed to have this fun as a trio. And this is the same Barrett who is so performative, where the first 2 days he had to walk around telling everyone, all my friends are gay. But now he's in an alliance with homophobes, so we'll see how that all works out. Today could be very dramatic, but I don't know if we're going to get to see it on feeds because it's probably going to happen right after the veto. If it is dramatic at some point late morning, early afternoon, I might do a watch along of the feeds, but I fear that the best of the drama will not be on feeds, and then the other drama will be a little too late for me to be able to do a watch along. But we'll see how it goes.